Well, what an expedition we're having, heading to the coast. We had some challenges in the first part, and that's where we bogged down a couple of times. We got the vehicles out and we kept on going. But now, as the crow flies, we've only got about 7 kilometres to make till we get to that ocean. Now the challenge is, it's going to get wetter the closer we get. There's going to be some more boggings, I'm sure, but that's where we're heading. G'day, my name's Jamie Hazelden and I've been travelling this great country for many years. And what I want to share with you is the great places that I've been to and the places that you can only imagine of getting to. I want to show you and introduce to you some of the colourful characters, sit round a campfire and reminisce and talk about the journey and the places that we're going to go to. So come along with me as I share this journey with you. Proudly supported by and powered by Custom Lithium. This morning we woke to silence. No birds, no traffic, just the reality that we're out here alone. Every step, every move, we need to stay sharp. Retracing Burke and Wills expedition has already been a challenge. After just one day on the tracks, we've covered only 30 kilometres from the station. And 5 kilometres of that were salt flats slowed by multiple boggings. The crew is up early, coffee in hand. The only way to kickstart a morning like this and prepare for the battle ahead. Well, fellas, what's your expectations for today?
Well, mate, I reckon aim of the game is to get these in the water and bar them under your mud crab. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I'm all for it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think we're close. We're getting close now. I think we're going to get there.
Yeah, I'm ready to unload all this stuff and have a go.
It is going to get pretty wet out there, so hopefully we can stay on top of it all and keep making some miles.
Well, there was a few bog downs yesterday, but you know, we'll get through it.
We will, mate.
We don't want that 79 to go down, that's for sure.
No, we'll do everything in our power to make sure that doesn't go down. Yeah.
It's not even your truck. All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's roll.
Let's get him.
After a quick chat with the crew, and with the coffee cups now empty, we set off once again, hoping today would be the day we finally reach the coast. We can smell the salty sea in the air. Well, probably just the salt pans. He's going to go down. He's going down.
You might just have to give it a bit and pull up where I am here.
Well, that didn't last long. Sanger's gone down. And by the look of it, this one's not going to be a quick recovery. Well, we've just left camp. We haven't even gone 300 metres. Sanger's gone down with the landy and the boat on the back, and he's gone down pretty good. We have got water to the sides of us, but these salt flats are wet, really wet. So we're going to have to go and get him recovered now. I think it'll take a bit. Well, we're getting ourselves a bit confused here. We're thinking about staying up close to the grassy tree area, but in fact, it's softer up here than out here, where we were thinking not to go because the water's right there. But confusion? Well, who knows? We've had it in different places in different areas, so it's hard down here. Now, Sanger's landy's gone down. It's hit me. Burke and Wills faced the same battle over 160 years ago. Their camels would have sank in the mud just like our wheels do now. Different times, same struggles. This country still decides how far you're going to get. So it's gone down good and proper. And the water's coming up into the tracks as we're watching this move. See that water's there? So, water's coming in. It's not looking real good at the moment. Like, we knew we were in for all this sort of stuff, but what I'm actually going to try and do is go up high onto the grass instead of down low, which I just spoke of, and I'm going to pull the snag the boat out, get that out of there, because then we can recover the Land Rover. So that's how I've got to do it first of all. We're all hands on deck, but the water's coming in by the looks of things, where we thought the tide was going out, but it's around the other way. Anyway. Before leaving, we'd checked the tide times, and today was set to be the biggest tide of the trip. That way, if it was wet now, it shouldn't get any wetter for our return trip. Now, with everybody having done the same style of recovery yesterday, we've each settled into our own roles, making things smoother and a whole lot faster. Billy's straight into it, getting the recovery ropes out, Sanger's onto the max tracks and getting the boat trailer ready to come off the landy, and I'm setting up the winch ready for the pull. And John's got the shovel out and already digging. With a nice controlled pull, we were able to get the tinny back up onto the firm ground. No drama, just steady teamwork. Once the tinny was out, we could shift our focus back to the landy. She was still sitting deep in the soft stuff. I'm just going to pop a fuse in because this will be the first thing to let go if it was going to let go. But I don't think we're too deep to have any issues. The fuse shackle is designed to be the weak point. If something's going to give, it will be this. That way, if the pull is overloaded, it's much safer because less force builds up in the line compared to the shackle or the vehicle connection failing. Now that all the recovery gear is connected, it's time to let Sanger know we're ready to go and start winching. Just idle. Just don't make them wheels spin too much. Just let it roll and I'm going to pull the winch in, okay?
Mate, no worries, eh?
Righto, go with it. When performing a recovery like this, make sure everyone knows to keep well clear of all the recovery gear while it's being used. Lines, straps, shackles, they're all under huge load. One wrong move and things can go bad fast. Keeping your distance is one of the simplest, most important things to remember. Once I got asked how do I know when to do a snatch pull and when to use the winch. And honestly, it's pretty simple. If the vehicle is really stuck with a lot of weight in the mud and you need a controlled recovery, that's the time to get the winch out. Billy's in the canter applying the brakes. You don't want to rely on the handbrake alone during a recovery. All four wheels need to be holding back on the pull like this to keep it controlled and safe. Being a 70s owner, Billy totally understands why you can't just trust a handbrake.
Here we go.
Nearly on hard ground.
Great job. All right, we're getting pretty close now, so what we're going to do is put this into reverse, start pulling it backwards at the same time as winching and driving.
Here we go. Too easy.
No problem at all. Righto. Good on you guys. Wow, they're fat tyres.
Righto, next one.
This mud is thick and sticky. There's no chance a snatch strap would have pulled the landy out, and trying could have put another vehicle at risk and getting bogged. Having the right gear for the job is the key when you want to get off the beaten track. We've done 300 metres, maybe 400 metres max.
Yeah.
We've gone down again. Is it worthwhile taking a buggy off to do a bit of a scout run?
Run reconnaissance.
I think so, mate.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll be... Yeah,
we don't want to keep doing this
every...
every 300 metres.
No, that's right. I think, like, you think you're going to stick up by the grass,
Yeah.
but that's actually our wettest spot at the moment.
That's right.
But
That's
it
right.
changes, so we'd think, I think it's a good idea.
Get going like
Yeah.
this, it's only a matter of time before we get proper bogged or some brakes.
When you talk about how much we haven't got that far to go.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, we'd be like 6k now, something like that, so...
yeah, well, 6 or 7, well, that's as the crow
As the
flies.
crow flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know how far we're going to go round.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
well, we'll all have a bit of a chat on that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going for a bit of a recce to see where we're going to go across because it's getting soft in so many areas and you just can't tell the patterns of whether it's going to be soft or whether it's not going to be soft. But I'm going to go and try a cross section now, so hopefully we'll be good. We've taken the buggies off and heading out for a run to see if the waypoints we've marked are even safe to reach. So far, we've been lucky enough to get the trucks this far, but out here, luck can run out in an instant. Well, there's some great country over there, but I tell you what, it's going to be wet in some places,
Yeah, right.
but I think really easily we will get there,
Yep.
but it's staying off them wet patches. So
yeah.
I think if we can follow a few tracks here and there,
Yep.
we'll be good as gold.
Yep.
That's
Hopefully
good.
we can see where you flicked up some mud and not go there, eh?
Yeah, stay off the
Yeah.
sides,
Yep.
Yeah.
stay into the centre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well, we'll get this boat on
Yep.
and let's hit it.
Can't
Sounds
make
good.
some miles, eh?
Let's go.
Got some barra to catch.
That's
do.
right. Big barramunger.
With the boat loaded onto the landing, it's time to make up some ground. And with somewhat clear tracks from the buggy, we've got a real shot at pushing further. Every metre forward feels like a win out here.
Yeah, Jamie mate, this seems to be that little soft bit at the start, and then it's just like a highway after that. Oh, that door. So why did Burke and Wills come to the top end in the wet season? Well, as the story goes, Burke was concerned that Stuart was going to get up here before they did. And what the concern was, is there was a real large reward for who crossed the continent first, from south to north. So that's why they were up here. Burke's desire for speed is what influenced them to move so quickly to get on up here, overriding their cautious planning.
This where the buggy tracks are, Dagger?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you now, but don't go too close to the sides, that's all.
Track so far is pretty good where I've been going.
Consequences of timing for them. By coming up in that sort of time, they had harsh summer conditions where the temperature got up to 50 degrees plus. The wet season, boggy, wet, stifling conditions, the humidity would have been nuts. The mosquitoes, the sandflies, it would have been a challenge the whole time.
As you can see, by just a metre or two offline can mean the difference between staying on top of the salt pan or sinking straight into the pan. Just like I've been saying, the ground out here is completely unpredictable. I think Sang has had enough of getting bogged down for one day. I decided to hop in and give it a go. We unhooked the boat, grabbed the trusty Max Tracks, and now, wish me luck. Here we go. Meanwhile, just up ahead, John has also gone down. It feels just like yesterday, and just like it may be wishful thinking, we will be even able to get to the Gulf Sea at this point.
So, don't steer it too hard, but just crawl up onto it for a start.
These Max Tracks are sure getting a good workout on this trip. John's laid down some more Max Tracks, but with the trailer dragging behind it, it makes it tough and to get a good run out of it. Finding traction and momentum, not so easy.
Well, we've tried to recover John by using Max Tracks and the shovel, but he's just not making enough ground, so we've decided to get the snatch strap out and give him a bit of a snatch out and use the Max Tracks at the same time. Righto, here we go.
As I mentioned earlier about when to use a snatch strap, this is the perfect example. The canter isn't fully bogged, the wheels still have some traction from the Max Tracks, so a gentle controlled tug is all that's needed. Using the kinetic energy of the snatch strap, we can pull John free without putting too much stress on the vehicle or gear.
Good job, excellent.
Recovery boards like these are one of the simplest, most effective piece of kit you can carry. They're a cheap form of insurance, but they can save you hours of struggle when the vehicle tyres have no grip. Whether you're bogged in mud, sand or soft salt pans, they give the wheels something solid to push against. And in a tricky spot like this, they can make the difference between no traction and having some traction.
All right, well, I've gone down again. I think we'll have to call it. We've gone down a fair few times now, and we're probably 6 k's away from the ocean. I think once we can get my truck out now, because I'm up the front, the rest are back, and then we'll make the rest of the way by buggies. And then if we can't get there with the buggies, we'll get into the river system and then get to the ocean. But it's been challenging.
Trying to find more traction, I start by letting some air out of the tyres. Lower pressure increases the contact patch, helping the vehicle grip the surface better and make it easier to get moving. Billy and Sanger work fast, laying the boards as I slowly reversed, creating a solid path for the canter to follow. Also, letting more air out of the tyres will also increase the traction. And at this point, I've got the tyres down to 14 pound. It's been a long, hard day out here. We were carrying 8 pairs of Max Tracks and we've used every single one. Cleaning them up in the heat is just another reminder of how tough this country is. While packing away the recovery gear, we had a chat and decided it's smarter to continue in the buggies. Exhausted but determined, we finally found a spot to make camp and catch our breath before the next push. After a quick bite to eat and a much needed coffee, it was time to load the buggies and boats, double check the rods were packed and made sure not to forget any of the essential recovery gear. Every bit of preparation to help us get to the coast and enjoy some time on the water was needed. Now with the buggies a lot lighter, we could finally cover more ground at a faster pace. The change in speed lifted everyone's spirit. It felt like we were making real progress after the struggle of the past few days, even with the water crossings in our path. But even with the boost, there were still several kilometres ahead of us, and we knew there was a thick line of mangroves waiting in our path. We knew getting through them wouldn't be easy. It would be slow, tough work, and every metre would determine focus and teamwork.
Oh, we got a bit of a water crossing coming up. The way to the trailer. You know, we've seen lots and lots of pictures of the wet season up here, but you can only imagine what it would have looked like for Burke and Wills as they were trying to come through these salt pans. There would be water all the way through this whole area. You just wouldn't know which way to turn.
Hopefully we can get through them, otherwise we might be on the machete for a bit. Do a bit of track building by the looks of it, yeah.
We've come on to drier ground now. I can see mangroves up in front, so we can't be too far away, hopefully. I'll check on this GPS just to see where we're at.
After checking the GPS, we could see we were about to hit the thick of the mangroves we'd marked as a waypoint. This was the one obstacle we knew was going to be a challenge right from the start. And just like it did for Burke and Wills, it wasn't going to give up easily.
That's it.
Starting to get thick in here, mate. Yeah. Might be on the chainsaw soon, I think. Yeah. Go for a walk, I suppose. Have a look.
Well, it's getting a bit tight in here now, so we have to get the old machetes out and chainsaw, I think, to whip some of these branches down because I cannot see a trail through there. But by going by the GPS, the water's just over the other side.
By this point, it was just after midday, and having covered almost 4 kilometres from camp, everyone was on the tools. I've got to say, Billy and Zanga have been great to have on this trip, always willing to get in and get the job done. We spent about 40 minutes to an hour cutting a path just enough to fit the buggies and boats through.
We've got to take these down pretty low, but we've still got to be mindful, so we're going to get a walker in front of us, make sure they walk through so we don't hit any of these, and we'll trim them off with the chainsaw to make them a bit flatter. We're going to have a few all the way through here.
When you're ready, mate, yeah. It's all pretty clear in front of you.
Yeah, it's mainly the trailer I'm worried about, eh?
Yep.
Like these couple of big ones. You know, you think about it back in the day when Burke and Wills were trying to do this.
Yeah. They definitely didn't have chainsaws or anything like that, did
No, and they probably weren't that prepared for
they? Yeah.
for what they're up against in the scrub.
It's just a bit of a drop here, but should be right.
Yeah.
The trailer doesn't go of it.
You know, it's really harsh terrain in here. And to think, Burke and Wills come within a few kilometres of getting to the Gulf, as in to the ocean front. They battled it for 3 days in the mangroves, but the mangroves then enclosed, the salt got to them, and their dream was over. They had to start heading back. With the path now cut and the spotters navigating the buggies through, avoiding any hidden spikes that could puncture a tyre, we finally passed the thick head of the mangroves and the barrier we'd been hoping wouldn't become our turning point. The moment we cleared it, it was like endorphins hitting, pure relief and excitement. We were getting so close, we were just jumping with joy. Yeah, copy.
Is that the river up there, Jamie, or?
Well, it's that or it's a mirage, I don't know, but it looks damn good.
Surely not. Mate, I won't be able to believe it if we get here.
I don't know, I reckon we are pretty well smack on it, but I'm not going to give up until we get there. Well, there we have it. 164 years later, and just ahead of us, we've got to break through one more lot of mangroves, and then we are on the ocean, or on the river itself. It might be challenging, but we've got to get through those last bit, and we're there. If only Burke and Wills could have passed this very head of mangroves, they would have been the first explorers to cross the continent from south to north. The courage, the determination carried them further than anyone thought possible. Yet the land itself held its ground. Today, as we navigate the same challenge, we can't help but feel their drive and determination is with a reminder of the sacrifices and struggles that paved the way for every journey into the unknown.
I see the mangroves. It was mangroves. Reckon this is the river?
I reckon we have to be close looking at that GPS. We're right on it. Could be just over those mangroves there. It really looks like we must be in the right place now. There's water. Is it? Yeah. Oh guys, we're here. We made it. We are here.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Can you see water?
See, plenty of water in front of me, that's for sure.
Oh my god. How is that, eh? Wow. Woohoo!
High tide by the look of it. I don't know if it is or not.
Nice work, mate. How good is this? To be the first people to come here by a vehicle, like how rewarding is that?
Wow, how super exciting is that?
How good is this?
Oh, that's it. Made it.
Wow.
Made it. Yeah. Well done.
Flinders River, eh?
So good.
Not even single footprint here. How rewarding, eh?
I reckon there'll be a croc or two in here.
Well, yep.
When the boys said they wanted some crabs, I didn't think they'd be this keen, but Zanga wasted no time getting a pot in. Well, we might make a boat ramp somewhere where we can drop these boats in and get out there.
Yeah, we can have a little bit of a look up the bank, mate, but even here looks
Yeah,
like we could do it right here, I think.
But it's funny how we've just managed to come to that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's on. It's on.
So good.
Very good.
Getting the boats in wasn't going to prove to be much of a challenge, but getting the buggies out from dropping the boats off, well, that was going to be a challenge on its own. This mud is like sloppy, slimy clay.
I know
guys have just gone in to load the boat in, but it's really soft. They've gone down as they've tried to come back out, so I'm just going to run forward, run the winch down to them and winch them back out this way. It's really, really mucky here.
Now this winch is a 6,000 pound winch and it's a big winch to have on a buggy, but I tell you what, it made pulling Billy's buggy and trailer out of the boggy clay, it made really light work of it.
Let it go, yeah.
With all the boats now in the water, it was time to motor up the river to the spot where the mouth of the Flinders River meets the coast of the Gulf. The final piece of the massive adventure. Every kilometre we'd travelled, every bog, every obstacle, every muddy recovery had led us to this moment. The horizon ahead held the promise of the Gulf waters, a goal that Burke and Wills had dreamed to make down in the history book.
Well, there you go, we've made it to the mouth of the Flinders. Now these guys here have been wanting to do this for such a long time, and I'm just glad we could all get together, make it all happen and get out here. The Burke and Wills gave everything they had to cross this land, and they never could tell the tale of what they actually achieved, but not making it to the top. But for us, we can tell the tale of how harsh and how grueling it was for us in the simple ways of doing it, and that's in buggies, cars, four-wheel drives and boats, and having all the gear. They had nothing but camels, horseback, and some rations to get them through. Crazy stuff.
This was more than just a journey. It was a tribute to the explorers who came before us and celebrations of every challenge overcoming along the way. After a tough few days, it was awesome to hang out with an old mate and two new mates and get some fishing in. And fishing it was, though I didn't catch anything. Billy managed to land a small one, but nothing worth keeping. Still, it was the perfect way to unwind after the challenge of the past few days. With no fish in the esky, our only hope was there might be something waiting in the pot back at the boat ramp.
Right, I reckon you pull it in, I'll film it, because you know, you'll be taken first.
By croc or?
Croc.
Yeah, I want to see the big crab you're getting.
No crocs here, mate.
Surely.
Can't see it's sawing.
I haven't been in for that long, but. Wow.
Oh
Look at
yeah.
that.
Yep.
I think that's a buck.
Look at that. How good is that?
There's dinner.
That's one crab. Let's hope in the next pot we've got some more. Though we didn't get any footage of it, Billy and Zanger had been eyeing off a crab hole and somehow managed to pull out an absolute monster.
An absolute monster.
What a stonker it is.
You haven't done a bit, but not.
What do you reckon we got?
I reckon there's 8 in there, mate.
8! Well, there's more than fish.
So what do we got? 2 already?
Yep,
So another 3, that's 1 each. But that's, yeah.
that's all right.
We've got a feed as it is, so anything else is a bonus, eh?
Yep, I can handle that. Oh, what do we got in there? What do we got? Catfish?
Catfish and a brim, mate, so
No crab.
no crab.
Doesn't that spoil it?
Does.
Anyway, 2's pretty good.
With the ground soft and sticky, the easiest way to get the boats out was to hook them up to the winch and drag them up onto high ground. That way we could finally start making our way back to camp and keep the adventure moving along. That afternoon, there was a huge sense of achievement washing over us that we actually made it to the coast. Being able to contact the family and tell them we'd reached our goal made it all feel even more real.
Well, we had an absolutely sensational day. Got up there, went and did a bit of crabbing, did a bit of fishing, but had no luck with the fish, but we brought back 2 monster crabs, which we're cooking up right now. So we're going to sit back round the fire, eat some crab and have a chat. With the perfect end to the day, all that was left was to sit back, relax, and watch the sun dip over the salt pans. A perfect moment to reflect on an adventure, the struggles and the triumphs that had brought us here. This would be our last night out here, and what a way to end it. We finally got to dig into the fresh Gulf mud crabs, a reward well earned. As we sat around the fire, the Milky Way was slowly arced across the sky above our camp, painting the night with stars. The crackle of the fire, the silent landscape around us made it a moment to remember. And I'm sure Wills, being an astronomer, would have been able to tell us so much more about the wonders we were seeing above us. The stars, the constellations, and the vastness of the night sky over the Gulf. We're on 13. You guys copy? No, 12. We're on, yeah. You guys copy on that one? No.
Well, that island in front of us, we come from the left of it there, so I wonder if we can get around it just out to our left now.
Yeah, all got wet.
Now, we hadn't planned on filming a return trip, so there isn't much footage, but what we are now experiencing is a bit of a problem, a challenge one would say. You see, our first day out here was meant to be our biggest tide for the trip. This meaning, if it was, we wouldn't have been able to cross this, but what happened was it was a day late in reaching the salt pan, now leaving us stuck, surrounded by wet and almost impassable with the trucks. So, we're on our trip back, and you wouldn't believe, well you would, it's possible to happen. We come through just here on our way over, and now it's got a belly of water through there. And so now we've put the buggy out off the back of Billy's, and they're going out to see if we can get around it anywhere else, because the trouble is the tide's up here and obviously it's come in, and so it's not going to dry out anytime soon. John's got his deck chair out, he's nice and comfy there. I'm going to go and turn my truck off. Sanger's just getting it tied down because he's prepared to start moving along, following that buggy.
Positive, eh?
Positive?
Positive thinking.
Yeah.
Positive thinking.
Sounds good. If we can't cross this body of water, it could be days, maybe even weeks. I don't know, things we do. Before we can get the vehicles over. And with the clouds starting to roll in, this is not where you want to be caught out. Just a small amount of rain would turn this salt pan into a world of hurt. It could mean the end for the vehicles. Even the buggy is starting to sink, and that's a fraction of the weight of our fully loaded vehicles. We decided to wait it out, hoping the ground would firm up as the day went on. Sometimes patience can be the difference between getting through or getting stuck for good.
All right, in the landy, we had water come across one of the banks that we crossed yesterday, and we've sat it out all day. We've all got burnt. Sort of started to dry out a little bit, and I thought, because it's so clayey, I walked it before. Well, a few of us walked it, and as we were walking it, you could feel that it was getting firmer the more we were walking on the tracks that a buggy had sort of gone out. So now we're trying it in the landy just to firm some tracks up and see what happens.
By taking the landy back and forth instead of just blazing a single track through, we're helping compact the surface. That way, if the landy does go down, another vehicle can follow the firm line behind to recover, without risking two bogged rigs in the same spot.
Well, it's not quite sunset yet, but 20 or 30 times backwards and forwards to get the track compacted. Landy got through,
Now Billy's going to come through in his 79, and we'll see how that goes. Billy ended up slipping in the tracks, and before he got properly bogged, Jono ran a winch line out to the 79 just to give it a little extra help gaining the traction and get it over. When you've got a trailer on and you're coming through that sort of mud, it's dead weight behind you, and sometimes the wheels don't even turn, so you're just dragging it. One thing I can say, a learning experience is doing salt flats in the Gulf. I've never done them before, but when you go up, you've got to come back out. And when the tides come in, 3.8 metres, you name it, you've still got to get back out once you've come in. And they change. This ground was not wet at all yesterday when we come through. Today it's been drenched. We sat out in the hot sun all day since 9:30 this morning, and now we're attempting it late in the afternoon because it's a lot cooler. But it's these sort of things that makes it all challenging for everybody, and when you haven't done it before, it's an experience and a half. Now I've got to say, the Land Rover is what blazed the track through here, slowly and steadily, and that was with Jono driving it, and he just rolled it backwards and forwards. Like, we filled up the wheel arches with the mud and shell and everything else, but it's because it's really, really clayey. But what an experience. Well, we never stop learning, ever. And I've learned a lot from this trip, especially up here, understanding the salt flats and tides, and I'm no professional at it, but I've learned an awful lot from it. But I'm just about out now. These guys have got their cameras going on me. But we've still got a buggy, a boat, a trailer, and another truck to get across. We've got a 79 across, we've got my buggy and boat across, we've got the Land Rover across. So we've done exceptionally well. I'm so glad. How good is that? Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah! Love this stuff!
You want to come over next day?
Okay, John come over with his truck, but just really, really slowly.